Hey, good morning. I showed this radio the other day, but I really didn't say very much about it. It's one of those radios that doesn't get a whole lot of love. It's a Realistic TRC-433 CB base station. And it doesn't have a whole lot of features to it. It's not a sideband radio. It's not very big. But it does fall into the category of what I call a guardhouse radio. Now, there's radios like we like to play around with, like Brownings, Trams, Strikers, etc. But there's a lot of places that the guardhouse or the scale house or whatever industrial uses needs a CB base station in order to stay in contact with various vehicles and contractors that are roaming around the property. So for that, you need a radio that's something that the guards are going to be able to live with, because they have to listen to this thing all day and use it. So as far as the transmitter goes, hello check, hello. Got good modulation, just a stock hand mic. Doesn't need anything fancy. But what it does have, it's got a noise blanker ANL. It's got a RF gain, which is important when you've got trucks that are right outside the gate that don't want to overload the radio. It needs to have a smooth squelch that doesn't pop or bang. And it needs to have really good, clear receive audio. Things that the guards can live with for 8, 10, 12 hours a day. So let's take a spin around the band. We'll turn the squelch down. And it's about 5 after 10 in the morning here in Pittsburgh. Has very good clear receive audio. Doesn't get overloaded. Hey, Washington State, we're getting a little DX here today. So we'll turn up the squelch here a little bit. So the story behind this particular radio, when I was working at Cheswick Power Station, we needed radios for our 2 guardhouses to communicate with the trucks. The one guardhouse had a radio, but the other guardhouse did not. So I went to a ham fest and I found this, and they used it for a couple of years, 8, 10 hours a day, 5 days a week, sometimes 6 if we needed it. So this radio's got a fair amount of hours on it, but it was never abused. So I rescued it before they tore everything down, brought it back to my place, and it's got a home now. But it was, like I says, it was a guardhouse radio, and the guards that used it never had any kind of complaints about it. So this would be the Realistic TRC-433. Like I say, it's not the prettiest, doesn't have the most amount of features, but it's a solid performer. And if you spend a lot of hours just listening like I do, it's better than burning down the tubes in a Browning Golden Eagle or a Tram big radio. Save those for when the DX comes in, not when you're listening to the scale house giving out the lightweights on the trucks and the heavyweights and who's going where and this and that and the other. All right, good DX.